Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Heavy Metal Devils. Danny here, bringing you more of the latest Manchester United news. And we've got some maybe positive news about Harry Maguire leaving, some bad news on Facundo Pellistri as well. And where could Dean Henderson end up by the end of the season? So, just before we get into this news on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so if you don't mind, please hit that subscriber button and let's get to 1,000. Anyway, let's get into the news. Let's start with Harry Maguire. So, reports out of West Ham that they have a defender that could potentially be set to leave. And that is, I'm going to butcher this name, is Naif Agward. I've heard his name 1,000 times, but no matter how many times you tell me, I'm not going to be able to repeat it. Anyway, he could be off. It doesn't say where he might end up. I think he might be going to Turkey, maybe. It doesn't say here. But anyway, so he could be leaving the club, which would open the door for a Harry Maguire arrival at West Ham. Now, we know as a few weeks ago, the deal to West Ham completely collapsed. We not only did the Harry Maguire one not go through, we also turned down a Scott McTominay one, which is really proving to bite us in the ass right now, in regards to getting new midfielders into the club. But this could be a positive bit of news coming out. So, oh man, what is going on? Anyway, so yeah, here's what it says. It says shot claim about the future of Naif Aguard at West Ham. If someone could really tell me how to say this name, that it could potentially resurrect a move for Harry Maguire. This is not really coming out of a lot of big name sources. This is more coming out of like sources more close to the club of West Ham, but big no big outlets have been reporting this. I've also seen it reported on a few channels that this could open the door for a Harry Maguire move. It's also been said now that West Ham weren't the only club in for Harry Maguire. We heard that Everton have been in, but I don't see Maguire going. If he's not going to go to West Ham, he's definitely not going to Everton. But maybe there's a few others that we don't know about. Maybe Spurs, maybe some clubs out of England. But I don't really see Maguire leaving England. I'm keeping an eye on this development with the West Ham defender if he leaves, because they're going to need to replace him, and no better than Harry Maguire to do so if we can just sort out that payment package for him to leave. That's a big thing. We need to give him some bullshit payout, probably between 8 to 10 million. I don't see it going above that. I think 15 million he is starting to talk out of his ass. That is more than he makes. But yeah, I can actually see this happening. This all comes down to if this guy does leave the club. Oh, my bad. I thought it was Turkey. It's actually Rennes. Rennes in France, looking to swoop him up. He's also with Davison. I think Davison Sanchez also plays. Yeah, Davison Sanchez at Spurs and Rob Holding from Arsenal are on their shortlist. So just keep an eye on that one. That Rennes could be back in for the West Ham defender that I'm never going to say his name again because I'm just terrible at pronouncing names like that. But yeah, good news. Let me know down below. Do you think this is good news? Could this happen? West Ham back in for Maguire. Only about 10 days or so, 9 days left in the transfer market. So yeah, not much time to be moving on that one, and especially if we want to bring people in. So yeah, let's move on, guys. Here's some news that I did not find too good today. This is the Facundo Pellistri. Now, I think Facundo Pellistri over this preseason has been one of our bright sparks in the game. He looks like one of our most natural wingers on the right side. I think he's been performing better than Antony. He has more of a tendency to get out wide and put crosses into the box, drag players out wide, where Antony likes to bring them in, cut them in. Though I believe Ten Hag does like wingers that come inside and bring players in, but at times we do need wide wingers. We need that width. I don't understand why, with Diallo's injury and us having struggling bringing players in, why we would let him go. He's looked good. He looked good coming on against Spurs. He looked good in that last preseason game where he scored a goal. Um, so yeah, what this is coming out of a lot of places. I'm pulling this one from Metro at the moment, but it's in the Telegraph. It's in MEN as well. So this is all about a loan move for Facundo Pellistri. Again, we'll get into that in just a second. To Sheffield United. The positive side about this one is that at least this loan would be in the Premier League, so he'd get more used to playing in the league. It's not a move to a lower side in Spain where he's kind of playing in that Spanish La Liga, completely different tempo to the Premier League. So maybe a move to a lower Premier League side is a lot better for him and his development. But let's just say this: he's been here for about 3 years now, and he's still going on loan, loan after loan after loan. When is he going to get his chance to actually get into the squad, play with the first team, and see what he can do? He's looked really, really good and really sharp this preseason. He was one of our best players, I think, during preseason. So I'm not sure what he honestly needs to do to actually get a spot on the team. I'm not saying be the first person on the team sheet, but just give him a chance. Anthony right now is playing like dog shit, and he's played like dog shit for the most of last year as well, especially towards the end of last year. Jadon Sancho, I have no idea what's going on with Jadon Sancho. So why not give Pellistri a chance? And not to mention, Diallo is going to be out until the January transfer window. So it kind of baffles my mind that we're even considering letting him go before January. I would at least keep him now and see where we're at come January. Maybe find a loan for him in January if we prefer Diallo, or if Anthony is performing, or maybe even Jadon Sancho is starting to perform on that right hand side. But we've got a big striker coming in, getting over his injuries. Hoyland is coming in, and I think that is where Pellistri could shine, by pulling players out wide and whipping crosses in for a guy like Hoyland. So yeah, it's a very interesting, very weird loan, in my opinion. I'm not really into it. Let me know what you think down at below, guys, in the comments. Do you want to see Facundo Pellistri go on loan, get some more experience, or do you think he's ready to be in the first team squad? Because I personally think he's ready. And don't forget, he's also a starter in the Uruguayan national team, or at least he plays a lot of games. I've seen him start and play a lot of games, so he has to be pretty decent. Yeah, I'm just confused a bit about this one. And anyway, the last bit of news is about Dean Henderson. So I was talking about this last night on my live stream until the fucking internet cut out. Thanks, BT. Don't buy BT, guys, because this happens all the time for some reason. I did not think it would happen yesterday during my live stream, though. Just loads of issues yesterday. Anyway, Dean Henderson could be set to join Crystal Palace on another loan. So this would be similar to the Nottingham Forest loan that they wanted to do earlier in this transfer window. Nottingham Forest, by the way, is still in for Dean Henderson. It's just about that whole loan to buy clause. How many games would he have to play before that became a permanent buy option? And that's also the talking point about the Crystal Palace loan. They're trying to negotiate a option where he plays a certain amount of games and that move becomes permanent. Now, I think Nottingham Forest wanted him to play basically the entire season without getting an injury, and he's not even really recovered 100% from an injury when that deal was being discussed. I think he's okay now, so it didn't make sense at the time. Now Crystal Palace have come in wanting a same sort of deal, but maybe we can talk with them about reducing, maybe if he plays half the season starting for Crystal Palace, then that option to buy becomes a permanent thing, and he joins that club. But yeah, we're really struggling right now to offload players, guys. These loan options aren't really anything special either, to be honest. We're not exactly getting loads of money in, but at least maybe we can get the wages off the books to bring in other players, maybe a free transfer or another loan in a player like Gravenberch or something. We have the money. Sorry, we've made around between 30 and 40 million pounds already on sales. So I'm a bit confused why we haven't really tried to sign Amrabat yet. maybe let's talk about Amrabat has just been a bit drummed up a bit much. Maybe we're not 100% in for him. We've been reported for Amrabat, Gravenberch, Onana. We've also been in for talked about Verratti, a few players. So who knows who exactly we're in for. Fabrizio Romano did say we're still in for Amrabat. He is a priority. But we've made the sale, so I'm not sure why we haven't even attempted that. I expect something to happen now. We're in our panic buying stage, especially after the last game. I think they definitely need to figure out how to reinforce the midfield. But yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. Anyway, let me know down below, what do you think about maybe this whole West Ham Harry Maguire deal could be resurrected, seeing as one of their defenders could be headed back to France? What do you think about Dean Henderson heading off on loan to Crystal Palace? Not done yet, but it's looking good. And whatever the other one I was talking about, I cannot remember. Sorry, it's so hot, dude. Um, Oh yeah, Facundo Pellistri. God, sorry, my brain is melting. It's so warm down here. Facundo Pellistri, guys. I think this one is a bummer if it does go through. But let me know what you think down below about that Facundo Pellistri possible loan deal to Sheffield United. Anyway, I'll see you all on the next one. I'm going to be going live again within the next few days. I want to make up for the nonsense that happened yesterday. So expect a live video or a live session coming in the next few days, guys. Anyway, I'll see you all on the next one. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace.